let's keep it going here and talk a little bit about the Inferno match on Raw. Yeah, an Inferno match, not on pay-per-view, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, but an Inferno match on Raw. Of course, Taker gets the victory. Kane is a member of the corporation, for those of you who are trying to keep track at home. And this leads to the, I guess, infamous burning of the teddy bear.
Oh my God, no, the horror.
Chat me up about Stephanie. This is really going to be Stephanie's foray into television. We know she's going to go on to become quite a great television performer, much like her dad. Years later, people are going to say she might be the best heel on TV, just like her dad a generation before. But in this era, obviously, you know, you're letting Shane do more and more. A couple of years from now, hell, we're going to be throwing Shane through glass with an Olympic gold medalist. But with Stephanie getting involved in the business, do you remember there being pushback or hesitation from either Vince or Linda?
No, I don't. I don't know behind the scenes if Linda was hesitant or not. Never really talked to her about it. But as far as Stephanie goes, she was there. She was learning the business. Steph was coming around. So I don't think that anybody doubted, you know, it's in the blood. You know what I mean? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And there really wasn't much doubt that Steph was going to pull it off. There really wasn't. And I know that sounds weird, because she was greener than goose shit, but it was, I don't know, she had it.
Talk to me a little bit about who would have been pushing for that. I think there's the story that someone backstage says, well, look at her. She's beautiful. We got to put her on TV. Who was that pushes for her? Is it Russo? Is it Hayes? As the legend goes, who was the person who really said, you got to put Stephanie on TV?
The first person that said it out loud that really was Jim Cornette.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
You know, Corny would ask the question, why in the hell isn't she on TV?
Right.
So, you know, from that vantage point and from kind of introducing that, there was also the feeling of, you know, you're a bit trepidatious of going too far and say, hey, why don't we put Shane on? Why don't we put Stephanie on to her father?
Right.
You know, you don't know whether or not he wants that and or anything else. So it was a bit tricky, but at the same time, you know, you look at it and it's a good story. So why not?
Let's,
she's a heel.
Did she have any, trepidation about doing it? I mean, it feels like, you know, and this isn't fair, and I'm not saying it should be this way, but I think you can be honest and admit that sometimes there's a double standard. Like you would let your son Kane go do stuff that if your daughter Amber pitched it, you'd be like, hell no, you're not doing that. Now, that's not popular and that's not polite, but it's just the way dads think, right? We're all protective of our little girls. Do you think that Vince had any of that, or perhaps Stephanie had any of that of, I don't want to be a public figure. I don't want to be on TV. I mean, being a public figure on TV like this and being involved in the wrestling business comes with a certain amount of stuff you kind of got to deal with, right?
Yeah, I think that maybe internally they experience that, not externally.
Okay.
I don't know that was really ever brought up, at least to us, from a hesitation standpoint, if that makes any sense. It was like, let's do this. It makes sense. It's real. People can relate to it. Everybody has a mother and father. Family's easy to write about. Family is easy because everyone can identify good, bad, or indifferent.
So let's talk about what's next for The Undertaker. He's going to get arrested when he's attempting to sacrifice someone. But of course, as the handcuffs are put on, he lights the Taker symbol on fire. You guys are having a lot of fun. This feels like we veered out of, this is just Vince Russo's idea to now Bruce is loving the magic. You've told us before you love that Papa Shango bullshit.
What do you mean bullshit?
What? I need more ooze. I mean, you love the voodoo doll and all those concepts we've talked about. I think it's super creative and super funny, but I'm just saying, I know what gets you going, and this sort of supernatural stuff you would love.
Well, and a lot of this is coming from Taker's head as well, and Russo's head. I think that, it was a collaborative effort of, let's get out there with this. You had eyeballs on it. It was unique. It was different, and damn, it was controversial too, because people were looking at it, and here's your stalwart favorite in the Undertaker. That, man, that's my guy. I love the Undertaker. He's so cool. Well, now he's evil, and he's doing things to people that I like and that I care about. As we get into Stone Cold and so on and so forth. But then you're conflicted when he's doing shit with the McMahons.
Right.
Because I don't like Vince, but here's this innocent young lady that, well, she seems like a sweet young lady. Why would he do that to her?
Right.
So it was really messing with people's emotions, and I thought it was very well done.